Hello and hey, and today we're going to be messing around once again with Golf with Your Friends. This time it's going to be a Twilight hole-in-one and tutorial sort of thing. Last time on Oasis, we got our heads kicked in, so we're going to go ahead and try to get a much better score this time around. And I am much more confident with this course, so we should be able to achieve that. Alright. So starting off, there's plenty of different shots. I've seen plenty of people go plenty of different ways. We're going to aim right at this intersection right here. And we're going to back it down all the way to just above where we can see it on this side of 1. So there's technically 2 pixels that can come out on this side of 1. We'll see. There is about, that was both of them at once. See if I can't back it off. There's 1. And there's 2. And we're going to let go. And we drain it. So that's a very specific shot, but it will go in. So you're going to have to trust and believe me on that one. All right, this one it's very tough if you want to try to get on this. You need to straddle it. You need to be right around here, but we're not going to go for that. We're going to go for 3 power, just right of that far crease of the 2 wood planks. So we'll come right there. We need to go just right of that. That way we don't bounce weird. And then back it down to about 3 1/5 to 1/4, somewhere in that range. And then we should be able to get it. We'll bounce off each of these walls, rim around the bowl a little bit, and we're perfect. So already I'm having much more fun than Oasis. And this one, I feel, is probably fairly luck-based, unless you've just found it so far. I personally have not gotten a hole-in-one yet. So I've seen the closest with one of these about 3 and... Not 3, what am I saying? 3. Full power, and then about 1/4 of this way. You kind of get some different bounces each time you go. So most of the time you're just going to end up with a 2. If somebody has a figured out one, I'd love to see it, I think. I think I want to give up on this hole and trying to find my own strat. This one is we're going to go 2 1/4. And just go straight ahead and straight, I mean parallel with the line, not at the line. You're going to get that. You can go a little bit less to make it a lot cleaner. But if you want to be safe, it still goes in if you go a little hard. So I like to go just a little bit hard. This hole, we're going to aim right at where my cursor is pointing at, where this intersection is. And we need to go a little harder than about 1 1/4-ish. We're going to aim right at it. And we just had 1 pixel too much. The last adjustment we made was actually 1 too much. My apologies. It's kind of hard to eyeball. So we're going to pull that back just the 1 pixel. And I think I actually might have put the pixel back when I was adjusting my left and right. So we'll go ahead and take just that 1 off. There we go. Maybe 2 off. Yeah. I think either one of those would have gone in. But it's very specific, but it's obviously there. So you can hole-in-one the first 5 holes. Absolutely. You can have 5. I think that you can get as many as 14 hole-in-ones in this one. This one, there's a very safe 2 that I'm going to show. I'm going to show multiple shots, actually. I think this one's the best one because you will go all over this hole. And maybe someone wants to mess with that. Did I roll a little bit? I might have. But you're all over that hole. Basically, no matter what. If you go full speed at the base of the hill, just 1 block over. 1 tile over, it'll be like there. We also have the opportunity to bank off of this wall, off of this light block. If we go full power, we'll bank in there, and sometimes you can bounce off the hole and stuff like that. So the hole-in-one itself is a mixture of in between this corner and this corner, and you're going to take a little bit off of it. You can't take too much off of it. It's pretty specific, so we're gonna find out exactly what we are right here. I just missed where I wanted to hit, which is unfortunate. And unfortunately, we're not really rewarded. I mean, this time I got really lucky because it's a straight shot, but most of the time if you miss this, you're not going to be rewarded. So I don't want to show too many more attempts at this. We're just going to go a little bit to the right, take a little bit off again. So we're going to bank down here, and then this one is our hole-in-one. So you really got to play with it. There's not really a specific shot, as you just saw. It's more of a pixel here, pixel there. If you want to run that one back, you're going to see that's just kind of what you get, but you might be better off going for that 2 just as my personal opinion. This one, we're going to aim right at this crease and then over a little bit. And that's going to be about a 2 1/3-ish, maybe just over a quarter, depending on how you want to word that. And then we're going to be, yeah, just left of that. So we bank off of each of these walls, making sure to hit that open face of that wood block, and then we're going to bounce down. So again, we are able to get a hole-in-one on every single hole that we've been on so far. And this one is actually not any different, although it is more difficult. We're going to need to go anywhere between 1/4 and 1/3 past 3. And we're going to aim, we're trying to straddle the crest of the hills line. So it's kind of weird. You're going to need to bounce off, and I just missed it, I think by a pixel, but you need to bounce off the top of that and it'll shoot you forward. So let's go ahead and just run that back so we can see exactly what I mean here. I'm going to try to straddle this line again. And again, we're going to go maybe just 1 pixel more. I got to get on the line before I do that. We got that 1 pixel. Bounce off the top, and we're down into the hole. So it's, again, super specific. You want to play with it a little bit. Find where your eyes meet. Maybe mess with the camera, something like that. But we can still hole-in-one it. And there we are. This one, I think the safest shot is to go for this intersection right here where the cursor is maxed out. So it's that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks ahead, and then 1 to the left. That's where we're going to aim. And as long as you have about 3, you're going to hit the proper angle. And of course, I pulled it to the right 1 pixel at the very end of the power chain. Please ignore that. That should not happen to you as long as you're aiming at the intersection. So go ahead and go the same exact speed. I'll pull it 1 pixel to the left, and I just did the same exact thing. Is it my power? I'm actually kind of flabbergasted. Is that just... Yeah, okay, so I have it lined up wrong. We're going to figure this out live. We're doing it live! Okay, that is absolutely the space I want to aim at, but I'm hitting it too far to the right. So I need to go more left. Yes, okay. So we'll run that back. My apologies on this. You can hole-in-one it. This isn't even the way to hole-in-one it. This was supposed to be the safer strat, but obviously if you just go just to the inside, or just to the left, I should say, of this pixel, that'll be the one with about this power that you should end up with the one shot that we want. Alright. But the tricky shot, the hole-in-one strategy that I have not quite figured out because I do believe it's pixel perfect on both speed and power, we need to go to this light block's corner, and then just a touch to the right, and then we need to take a little bit off of it. So this one might run us into the... Oh, we just missed it. That was almost a shot. If you go too far to the left, you're bound to bounce off that wooden post that we see there. And if you hit too little, we're gonna end up with a different shot. This one is looking okay. You need a little bit more power, which means I need to change the angle a little bit so I still hit the trampoline with enough juice. This one I've only done probably 2-3 times ever, and they were both in practice, so I haven't quite hit it in a round yet, but it is definitely possible. So play around with that and you'll find what you want to do. Okay, this one, there are 2 pretty safe strategies. This one is the little riskier one. It involves a little bit of timing. We're going to go straight down here, and we're going to get reset, I guess. Hey now, love it. Okay, so again, another thing that never happens to me, and it's coming forth on the video here. Not really sure how to fix this. This is unreal. Am I just going too far to the left? Looks like I'd have no idea what I'm talking about. Okay. Apparently taken out of the game is the shot where you jump out of the water and up to the part here. Okay, so this one, we're going to go 3 and shoot right about here. We're going to aim for that line. See this line that's... I'm aiming at the base of it, and then we're going to come over the 4 tiles or whatever it is. And we're going to go 3. We should be able to get enough bounces to... Really? So they robbed me of my shot, and then they just absolutely robbed me. I love it. I'm going to go for this one more time. There's something that's happening here. It's so random. I'm actually flabbergasted. That shot should not have happened. Okay, so I honestly have never been over here either with a full power. I'm not certain what's going on right now. I don't like it. I'm made to look like I am absolutely atrocious, and this is amazing. Alright guys, I'm running out of time, so we're going to go ahead and just go straight forward. Okay, this is unreal. I've actually never seen either of these results before. Gonna need to reset and try this again. We're gonna go ahead and go to the right by 1 pixel. I'm sorry this is happening. These shots have actually never occurred in my gameplay, ever. I don't know what is going on. I'm gonna go to the left, maybe a pixel. Okay, so from here, you should aim right at that crease and go 3 power. What? 3 power? Did I mess something up there? Because was that not the exact same shot? Dude, that is the weirdest that hole has ever played. I might need to do that hole again and attach it, but I want to leave it in as is. So this one we're going to go straight where this dark side meets this light side. If you go straight at it, you don't quite get the hole in one, so we need to kind of ease over it until we don't see the difference between the light and the dark anymore. That'll bounce us just in enough to hit the side. And if you go even 1 more pixel to the left, you should still get in. And if you go just another pixel to the left, you won't get the hole in one, but there's a couple pixels in there where you do get the hole in one, so that's what we're showing. Alright, this one, obviously you can get a hole in one on. I don't have the strategy for it, however, so you're gonna love me for that because it's just so specific. So we're gonna go in here and hopefully we're gonna get the free 2. So that's more of a feel thing. You're gonna end up in a different spot basically every time you play this. Just try to play for the 2. You can get lucky with the 1. I don't have the setup for that, and I apologize. But you obviously can hole in one that hole. This hole, we're talking about this hole now. There's this pink mushroom. You can kind of see that it's, I'm not going to say attached, but like from this angle, it looks like it's attached to this dark block. This dark block where it meets the ramp, this spot right here is where we're going to aim, but we need more power. So we're going to go ahead and go up to about 3 3/4. Maybe a touch under that, and then you need to be on that corner like I said. It's going to be very specific. I didn't quite make the adjustment I needed to make, and that's going to happen. It shows you how specific this is. So we're going to go ahead and go right back to the same spot. And you know what? We're going to take a little bit off of it too, so we have a better chance of making it. So I'm going to go from right here. I did the exact same thing. Alright guys, so I just noticed that I wasn't ending up in the exact same spot at the start from my first shot, so I'm going to need to go in here. We're going to get right on this corner, maybe a little bit to the inside. We're going to take a little bit more off of it than we had been. We're going to barely creep in there and get that shot. Unfortunate that it took me that long to really realize what I was doing wrong, but we still got the hole in one, so there's that. This hole, I honestly do not have a hole in one. I know you're going to love me saying that for some of these. I like to aim at this spot right here, going just under 2 power. And then we do need to aim at the hole that's coming up right now, just as it reaches the bottom. And that's for my ping, which is NA ping. So with that, I feel like it's going to be possible that one of these days I time it perfectly, that it'll go into the hole. I like that chance, but I've never seen it happen. But it's right there, and I don't have the shot just yet, but we're close. That's going to be an easy 2 for you, as long as you can time it. This hole is basically the brand new hole, all things considered. We're going to go 1, 2, 3 blocks up, but we're going to back it down to half power. That is 2 power. And we're going to end up in a good spot. If we bounce off this wall, I'm not sure if the circular log is going to affect us too much from where we wanted to end up. And from here, we're going to aim about 3 power, at this line, and then if you're over here somewhere, which does happen, I should say, you want to aim really close to the log. But if you end up more in this area, you can kind of get a bigger angle. So that's what we're gonna do, and then we'll probably have to reset. Full honesty, but that won't happen every time. I'm pretty happy with that. You just kind of have to know how this game works for the angles, unfortunately, because you're not gonna end up in that spot every single time, and I hate the one setup for the second setup when you have 2 pixel perfect events that has to happen. It's hard to explain, so apologies for that, but a 2 is very possible there as long as you stay within those same sort of parameters. Okay, on to this hole though. There is a very specific hole-in-one. It is, don't want to go too hard. It's a specific power. That's the big thing, and then we're going to need to aim. If you take the lines that aren't the wooden pattern from the left with the... Okay, so let me start over. Counting from that blue mushroom on the top, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines over, as you see me pointing here. And then we're going to have to back it down again to about 3 and a 5th, 6th, somewhere in that area. This might be a little tough. And then from there, we need to aim, make sure we're aiming to a little bit to the right of that 5th line. So when we let go, we're really like letting it loose. We get that bounce. And then if my angle was just a slightly bit better, that would have been our hole-in-one. It's not a scientific measurement because obviously your indicator is so far away from the actual point of aim that we're trying to get. It's not the best indicator, but if you have the power that I had, that's the important thing to take a look of. I'm trying to see if I can get it a little bit, yeah, on that log there. That's the power that you need to hit the hole-in-one. As long as you have the angle right, though. We were 1 pixel off. You're going to get that hole-in-one. If you go more than that, for power, you are going to get screwed and bounce off. If you go less than that, you still have the chance to stay in. Just you're not going to get the hole-in-one. It's going to be more of a bounce and kick you up more than the kick off of the wall. So, just a heads up. This hole, I have been very, very close to getting a setup for an automatic 2, but it's just not there yet for me, gonna be completely honest. So we kind of bounce off of that, and then we end up over here, but just not quite getting it. So basically any shot that puts you here is gonna be the same as this one. You need to obviously adjust the power. From way back there, you need like 3.5. From closer, you just kind of, as you get closer, you're going to take it down. And from here, it's about 3. We're going to aim basically at this mushroom. I don't know why it took me that long to say the mushroom. So we're just going to go just over 3 and aim near it. Obviously not the best shot in the world. 3 isn't great, but it's about what you can expect on this hole with my current strats, however. All right, and this one is pretty straightforward. I'm glad we can end on something that's good. I have not seen a hole-in-one yet. I do believe that it's possible. I believe that it's possible. We're going to need to go, so this is like center of the log. We need to go a little bit right of that. So if you want to come from the left, if you're over here, you're not going to make it, but anywhere in here, this range is it's going to be fine. And then as long as you go about 3.5, maybe even a tiny bit less, you're going to pop up and end up right over by this circle log. And then you'll have an easy little putt for your birdie. So, in conclusion, I believe that this course can be at least 22'd. Obviously, I made a few mistakes, and I had the weirdest stuff happen on hole number 10 in there. It's just very strange. So I'm not exactly sure what happened on that hole. Usually, it doesn't reset you when you go in that water, at least not that early. And then I had just the kind of weird shot happen after that as well. So those are how to get the hole-in-ones on Twilight as I see them. I think that puts us probably in like the 26 range that I've shown. The couple hole-in-ones that I have not found a shot on, I feel like I'm really close. So I'm happy enough with this tutorial. You should definitely see how to do that. This one's, being Twilight, is fun enough to where you can kind of find your shot, and I like that a lot. Forest is kind of like a figured out, measured experience. And then Twilight's like you can get a little creative and do different things. So I really like that course. So again, I want to thank you guys for watching. If you've watched my other ones, Forest, Oasis, this being all 3 now, I really want to say thank you. I appreciate that. So I hope I helped, but we'll catch you later. So be safe.